Greetings. The following podcast may include stories featuring dumb people doing really dumb things, some nonsensical segments, and some saucy language. Consider yourself sufficiently warned. Now enjoy the show.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 115, China tries to fix its population problem. An old favorite returns to us in this week's world record, Kush's TV review, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush. Peace. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Waffle Box, episode number 115. It's the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutes. It is the best part of Wednesdays, and you love us because we love you. That's why it's the People's Podcast. And my man Lathan, who is artificially intelligent. What's good with you?
What's up, Kush? I can't believe it's already the middle of September. Pretty soon all we'll be hearing about is those fucking hipsters going on about folly. Folly. Fooly. I don't know how to say the word, but the fucking leaves are turning brown. You know what I'm talking
foliage.
about.
Foliage. They do love the foliage. Like,
That's definitely an East Coast thing.
It is an East Coast. Oh, it fucking drives me nuts. It's the same as whenever it snows. It snows every fucking year, but everyone wants to have an Instagram, a picture of them in the snow. I know it's snowing. I can look outside the fucking window. Oh, it drives me nuts when people try to own the weather. It's fucking weirdos.
Yeah. That's thankfully not a thing out here. In fact, like it's usually cold every 25 years, cold enough to like make a pond freeze so that some kids some ice skate through it, and then they just fall through anyways. They're not in any danger. It's a small pond.
But you know what? I'm here for it. You know, for the seasons to change. I think Mother Nature did well in designing this. You know, 3 months each. It works out well because you know, like I love summer. I love the heat. But around this point, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of over this shit. I'm ready for a bit. I'm ready to put my jacket on. I'm enjoying this because I got a new jacket, a full jacket. I'm ready to wear it, but I can't wear it yet because it's still humid as fuck. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, that's right. Real grind my gears moment before we get into the So grind my gears. I may have mentioned this before, but weather apps annoy the shit out of me.
I get it.
Because today I was sitting outside. Well, I say today, a while back, because I can't remember when this is coming out.
Yeah, no one needs to know.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it was sitting outside, and it was humid. It was humid as fuck, and I was like, oh, I wonder what the temperature is. And I looked at the app, and it said, oh, it's 84 degrees, real feel 94 degrees.
Yeah, that's always a fucked up.
So, well, it's 94 degrees then, right? If it feels like 94 degrees, it's 94 degrees. Just tell me how hot it feels. I don't need to know the nuances. This is like what is
it's because of the extra humidity. It's because of it's a bunch of different variables that then just throw out the schematic to make you like, well, why isn't it just 94 degrees? Honestly, but it there are reasons behind it. It doesn't have to make sense, but it was 84 degrees and it felt like 93 degrees.
I'm sure it's very important to people that keep score and for the historical records and all that bollocks. But if I just downloaded a weather app because I want to know what the weather's like. I don't need just tell me how hot it's gonna feel when I get outside. I don't need to know the in and outs of it. Like fucking just winds me up.
I hear what you're saying. So with the weather app for San Francisco is usually pretty spot on, like I'd say 90% of the time spot on. But check the weather for the Netherlands and I was like, oh, it says it's gonna rain. So yeah, brought an umbrella, brought even a turtleneck, which is unusual for that country for that time of year. But I was happy to have that turtleneck. You know, at one point I was like, this actually feels like San Francisco weather. However, we'll get to the negative here. every time it said it was going to not rain, it did rain, and when it was not going to rain, it didn't, or vice versa. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. When it came to needing to know when to use the umbrella I brought 8,000 kilometers, I almost never had it with me when I needed it.
Oh yeah, I had that recently when I was sitting outside, and it was like looking a little bit moody at the clouds. And so I asked, "Oh, is it going to rain soon?" And I opened my weather app, and apparently it was raining. I was like, "Is it?" And it's like,
I
"Oh
would
yeah,
love to
the
know
weather." I was like,
where
"No,
it's
it's
raining.
raining. It's raining now, and it's going to carry on rain for another 15 minutes." Really? Oh, okay.
Now, did rain come to you within those 15 minutes or no?
no, it didn't.
Oh, no. Boo. Fail. Fail. Fail.
But what's the point of having this GPS technology to spy on me if you can't even get my pinpoint accuracy and tell me where it's going to rain?
Well, even when we didn't have the GPS, the weathermen are usually incorrect.
Just guessing.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Fuck
A
it,
lot of
why
times
not?
it's just a guessing game. It's somehow not a perfect science.
But also weather because that's because I'm through science, time, and travel and all that shit. As we speak, even though I'm recording here from the Waffle Box Studios in Bergen County, New Jersey. As this releases, I'm going to be in the Mediterranean. I'm going to be on some Greek island somewhere. But when you look up like the weather for that, it doesn't tell you all the full story because it looks right now. If you look, hey, weather in Greece, oh, it looks stunning right now, but it doesn't because I'm a bit wary. So I'm like almost checking it every hour because I feel, even though I'm from more North Europe, still like it's September. I reckon this is going to be one of those tricky ones where it's really hot during the day, but then as soon as that sun goes down, it's going to get freezing. It's going to get cold. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I bring? It's a conundrum.
I was in a situation again where I was at the hotel in the Netherlands, knew about the weather, but just decided to ask, the local people, the people that actually live there, the people with the computer in that country that probably is more receptive than my phone from San Francisco. And it's just like, hey, I understand it's going to rain later. You got a better time than what I heard. And sure enough, my girl was just like, clack, 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 clack. That's not going to rain tonight. And it's like, yeah, for those listening on the audio edition, I'm just giving that long, hard stare of disbelief. Like,
Right,
I'm
word.
not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm from Silicon Valley, where we just ooze technology when like I have to take a shit. We have technology for that now. Like, so maybe I know something about the weather and I want you to confirm it, and you just like pretending to type stuff in because I recognize that motion being a hotel clerk once upon a time. Um, by the way, super disrespectful when you announce like, "I used to work in a hotel. I used to be you,"
Yeah,
and then they do all the bullshit anyways, and just like,
it's like
okay.
whenever someone like goes up to a barman and goes, "Oh, by the way, I used to work behind the bar." Oh, fuck off. Are you working here? No. What do you want? Tell me what
No,
you
but
want. Give me money.
I do know when you're putting cranberry sauce or cranberry juice only in my cranberry and vodka in that situation. Like that's where I'm going with that. So, when someone said we're going to look right into it, and I was like, 10 minutes, I was like, do you even know what I didn't give you my room? So what did you just look into there? Like, oh, well, what room are you in? And I have to like, I will
Oh,
write that
it's not going to
down. And I
rain
was
in that
like,
room either.
not gonna rain in that room either. Thank goodness. Anyways,
Anyways. So,
anyways,
yeah, any famous adventures in the past 7 days since we recorded last?
dude, I am hopefully off jury duty as we are recording this. We've been doing the waffle box so long now that this is my second iteration of jury duty in our career
Wow.
here. I'm doing that gimmick where I have to call in every day, and hopefully it's just like call back tomorrow. Only one time did I have to call once on a Friday, and then it said call back Monday. And then when I called back Monday, it went, you are relieved of jury duty. Only one time has that happened. Of course, only one time I was like, you need to come in tomorrow. I'm like, oh no, oh. The one time I went in, quite offended when like, this is a privilege. You should be grateful for doing this.
You are serving
by the
your
way,
country.
You're serving your country and your community. Oh, but by the way, if you don't do this, you'll be punished by fines and or imprisonment. And it's just like, this is the one piece of privilege I would
Well,
like to not exercise.
since you put it that way, I guess I will be a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't help this elderly woman across the street, we will stab you. Oh, well, I guess I'll do the nice thing, I guess.
That's extreme, but yeah. I was the one time I got called in, sure enough, the judge goes like, is there any reason at all that anybody here cannot serve? And the guy in front of me was like, hey, I have to take care of my elderly mother, and she's like, really sick and shit, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, if your mom is so sick, why are you here now? And it's like, you asshole, you literally threatened him with a penalty, double penalties. That's why he's here. He was able to find someone to cover him for the day, but sometimes these things go weeks. Like, you don't know what trial you're getting. You don't get to choose. Sometimes it's like, it's a little traffic infraction. It's done in 6 hours. Sometimes you get the OJ case, and it goes on for months. Like, yeah. And he was like, since you were able to find someone to not be with, you're staying. And it's like, I fell for the guy. I was
the
irritated
trick is
for the guy.
The trick is to pretend that you're a racist.
I've heard that, and I don't want to be on the record for that.
True, I appreciate it, but but also that it might be like, because is any reason why you can't
transcript?
Hey, I hate Jews. I hate Latinos. Just keep ratting them off until who is the defendant? Is it? I hate everyone. I really just women, everyone. Yep, little people. Sure, I hate them too. Like, just keep. I don't want to be here. Just send me home.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to do that. So, but that is an option. Kush Hayes did not recommend it.
What if then? How about this one? If you don't want to be on the record as being, racist or homophobe or whatever you need to do to get a jury service, just do the whole. And the defendant is Steve Smith, and you'd be like, "Oh, Stevie Smith? Oh, went to school with him." And they're like, "Oh, he knows him. Get him out." There we go. That's a simpler one. But it's also
I follow him every week on Sports Center.
Oh yeah, I fucking love the guy. Yeah, me and him. Oh, me and Stevie Smith. Oh yeah, we're always robbing 7-Elevens together. Wait, is that why he's here? Oh, coincidence. What a small world. Sure.
Well, I don't want to admit to any crimes that may or may not have happened.
No. Police always look down on that. They're weird.
They do. They do. So do the court. But anyways, so that's what we're dealing with this week as we record this.
I'm very bright today.
Yeah, you're glowing. Are you pregnant, Mike Fish?
Maybe. I've been working out a bit more.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting working on my pecs a bit more.
There you go.
Because
that bench press.
Because as we are right now, as you speak,
you have some tiny biceps, but they're there, dude. I saw them.
Look at that. I'm sure. Again, I'd get my guns out.
There you go.
But
I feel like you hurt your shoulder lifting that gun there.
I did make that joke. I went when me and the wife went to see the Barbie movie a few weeks back. This is not to get into this whole topic of discussion, but it's just so bizarre to me that whenever I go into a cinema, they have signs on the door of the cinema saying, "Hey, no guns allowed in the cinema." And it's like,
it does feel out of place, doesn't it? But that's the world we live in.
But then, as soon as I saw that, I turned around and was like, "Guess I better put these away." Oh. And she didn't find that funny. She didn't find it funny.
She didn't find that funny. Not at least not. Did she find it funny the first time? Like, there's a difference between the first and the 32nd time.
Yeah. I do rely on that joke, like the ironic joke.
Look at me, I beating a joke arms into the ground.
But I'm trying to look good in Greece. Once I get my top off, I want to get the 6-pack going. Oh,
no. You gonna wear board shorts or are you going thong? for Greece?
Oh, board shorts definitely, because otherwise, if I the thong's definitely an option, but that would mean having to go get my butt waxed because I'm a very hairy man from the waist down.
Okay, I appreciate that. Same.
But it's really weird. It's really weird. Like I'm very hairy from the neck up, waist down, the middle, not so much. I have like a very. I have some chest hair, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll trim that once a month because I have tattoos. So I want to get my tattoos out. So I don't want to. So I shave my hair a lot. My armpits, shave those.
You shave all that? Wow. Okay, but that's because there's very little coverage, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, fascinating. Yeah. So for me, and this is the TMI section of the Waffle Box this week, folks.
Oh, we're
so
getting to know each other here.
There's hair here and here, but it's basically just a cul-de-sac of shame. All right, but more importantly is only below the eyeballs, everything is hair. Everything is hair. Everything below the eyeballs, and sometimes I have to shave. Yeah,
Sasquatch with a swimming cap on. That's
middle-aged Sasquatch with the swimming cap on. See, yeah, and if we didn't have so much goddamn real estate, because we're also a very large person, we might explore doing the whole grooming thing. But it's just like, no, there's just no. It would take like 6 hours to do all of this. An hour a foot.
I'm going to assume you trim the grass to make the tree look bigger.
That's one section, sir. See,
yeah, everyone's got to do that. Although I don't like doing that. I'm very scared.
But also, we're also not very flexible to get to certain portions of the back. Like, it'd be great to have that partner in there, but like, also, why burden her with that? Yeah. Anyway,
since we're doing the TMI section,
TMI.
How do you navigate the sack area? Because obviously I have the guard on, but still I'm very scared to get close.
That's a very careful section we use with scissors.
You use scissors
for that section?
I mean, that's. I was going to say that's ballsy, but that's
it doesn't turn out to be an even gimmick. But yeah, no, those things will never be smooth.
You don't get the mirror out. How'd you like your haircut?
Not for that area of ourselves, sir. No. The sack remains hairy, but it is not not like a mine at the bottom of the Hudson Bay.
I'll just give it like a 1 or a 2. It's never.
No. We don't get anything electric into this. It's a very, very slow process too. He's like,
damn right. If I'm introducing scissors into my groinal area, you goddamn right I'm taking my time on that.
Like cutting a diamond. That's how slow and precise we go with that.
I would have to do that like in the middle of the day as well, like enough into the day where I'm awake.
Light.
But I'm not
a very well lit time.
I'm doing that before I've had a drink.
Smart. Right. Yeah, no drinks should much like heavy machinery, no drinks should be involved in this mission.
Indeed. Well, let us know. Enjoy wafflebox@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Would you use?
How do you shave? How do you trim your sack? Do you shave your balls?
Or are you au natural? And if there is women listening to this, I don't think they are, but still.
Women send in pictures.
No, don't.
Of your non-balls.
No.
No?
Don't.
No? Oh.
No.
Well, you're married.
Yeah.
This is to Kush.
Yeah, for attention of Kushes, because that's not. I'm not going to look at them. I won't look at them, but I'll forward them on.
Forward them to you.
I'll make sure he sees them before. Yeah. Anyway. Oh Jesus. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
Kush Hayes likes look at pussy. Sorry, not sorry.
Jesus, he said the P word. You can tell this is our second episode of the day. We're all getting a little bit loose. We are
loosey goosey. We are loosey goosey.
Well, at least I changed my t-shirt. Look at you.
I changed my shirt too.
You're looking like wearing your jacket, looking like you're an Olympic coach for Team USA in the 80s.
Hell yeah. Victory. Did you just declare victory? Yes. Only thing missing is my medallion, and that's because the chain broke seconds before we went live. And I was like, oh, well, now I got to replace that. To be fair, I've had that thing a year now, so but we need a stronger chain.
Had a good run. Anyway, Lathan, if you could do the honors, I think it's about time we introduced our wonderful watchers and listeners into this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Kush. Since we've already been talking
That's
about
my name. Don't wear
bodies,
what are our bodies ourselves?
What's the San Francisco public transport? Is it the Muni or something?
Muni, MUNI.
Muni.
Muni, short for Municipal Railway.
No one cares what it's short for, but
well, that's what it's short for, stupid.
Anyway, how often do you partake in utilizing that for more transport?
Regularly, and in fact, I have a bus pass, and because I only made a number of dollars in the past year, I get a 50% discount.
Boom. Well, how would you like the idea of getting a 100% discount on that?
Love that idea. Holler at me.
Well, if you would like a 100% discount on public transport, then all you need to do is move to Austria and get a tattoo.
Oh,
so
okay.
Officials,
I'm familiar with this gimmick.
Yeah, officials in Austria have drawn criticism on this scheme for offering residents a year of free nationwide public transportation in exchange of getting a tattoo. There we go. He's got his jingle jangle back. There we go.
Yeah, man, I remember I had a spare chain.
Team USA. So the country placed a pop-up tattoo shop at the Electric Love Festival, which sounds already like very the people that go there fucking hate them. I bet they all wear like neon tutus and glow sticks, and
they definitely have the glow sticks, and
they
the glow
pretend they're pixies
necklaces.
or some shit. In Salzburg, Austria, which I believe is the host of the Austrian Grand Prix. But there you go, Formula One fact. There we go.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Thank you. And a frequency festival in St. Polten offers residents a chance to ride public transportation anywhere in the country for free for a year if they get the tattoo reading Klimaticket, which is the name of the recently launched annual pass that fills the same purpose. So rather than getting your monthly pass or yearly pass, you just get a tattoo and you get free public transport for a year. Now you're probably
just
thinking,
a year.
My God, well, yeah, it's just a year. But you're thinking, free transport. Like, for example, I don't know how much it costs in San Francisco, but just for New York, a monthly pass is hundreds of dollars, a couple of $100 a year. That's saving me quite a chunk of chicken. It depends on where I have to get the tattoo and how big it is. You might be thinking, depending on my situation, I might be willing to do this, especially me. I've got many stupid tattoos. But Klimaticket, which translates to climate ticket, is aimed at discouraging motorized individual transport and brings the country closer to its climate change goals under the Paris Agreement. Now, this is available to all people in Austria, right?
Okay.
Which has
only Austria, not the rest of Germany.
What?
2 different countries.
2 completely different countries, Kush. It's a very touchy subject.
Yeah. I know the smallest of details clearly.
The hills are alive with the sound of music in Austria, my friend. But did you get that reference at all?
I did.
Good. Okay, perfect. So Austria has a population of around about 8.9 million people, less than New York City. Fun facts.
But they still speak German.
Why? Is this your hill to die on, Kush? You really want to bring in the Germans?
No, I'm literally asking. I'm literally just asking. I don't. I told you I know
Kush
less. I probably
obsessed with the Germans. But yes, their official language is German. Anyway.
Okay. Shit. Why'd you make it a big deal?
I don't know, because it's fun and I'm drunk. But yes, so this is available to all 8.9 million people in Austria free transport nationwide just by getting a tattoo. You'd think this would be pretty popular, right? This is going to be a big thing. This is going to kick
I
off.
hope not. Please tell me no.
So far, campaign officials said 6 people have taken the offer.
Okay, so 6 stupid assholes, because this is fascism trying to rely on a popular trend, which is tattoos. We're gonna tattoo you a specific signal or specific symbol, and you get a year's worth of public transportation rights. Sure, you get to ride the bus, you get to ride the subway or the train, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It only lasts a year. What do we do for year 2? But also, they know who you are now. Like I imagine there's a registry you have to sign into. This is
the tinfoil hats on,
dude. This is exactly what this is. This is
what? So you're worried about the government who issue your government ID? You're worried about those people having information on you.
I'm worried about them imposing a tattoo on me for sure. Well, they already have information on me.
Exactly. So what the fuck is the problem? Stick it
the
on
tattoo,
there.
stupid.
Well,
the tattoo is the problem.
Just get it, and then after a year, once you've finished your ticket, get it covered up with something else. With like a,
I just told you I get 50%
Tasmanian
off my
devil
bus.
or something.
I already get 50% off my transit in San Francisco proper, and all I had to do was give up a photo and a tax return. I didn't have to fucking tattoo shit to me.
Now they know what you look like. Now they know your taxes.
They do know what I look like. They do know. They especially know how little I made. Yeah, but they didn't tattoo that shit on my chest.
Just get it covered up after a year, whatever. Anyway, well, you're not alone in thinking this is an issue, because Henrik Schröter, a member of parliament for the NEOS party, said on social media that, quote, offering people money for putting advertising under their skin reveals an unacceptable view of humanity from a government minister who is very serious.
I personally don't see what the problem is here. Right? At least the tattoo grants them a year of free public transport.
Exactly.
It's not like they were dumb enough to get a tattoo with a Dr. Pepper logo on them.
Oh, fuck off.
Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Yep. Very funny, Lathan. Thank you very much.
There's a restaurant in San Francisco called Casa
This is
Sanchez.
what Lathan's referring to, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking in the video, I have a Dr. Pepper logo tattooed on me.
You like Dr. Pepper? You have a connection to it. Is it getting you free Dr. Pepper? No, but you still have a connection to it.
However,
there's a restaurant in San Francisco.
Hit me up.
Casa Sanchez. They do their own brand of tortillas. It's absolutely regional. However, once upon a time, you get the Casa Sanchez logo tattooed on you, free food forever.
Boom.
And it was a very small known thing. And then like 300 people got it, and they're like, well, we have to discontinue this.
So
that's where I was going with that.
I would have fine,
but a decade later, it became a problem.
Yeah, because you have to think, like, what would be the best case scenario? Oh shit, we're gonna be giving away a lot of fucking free food. Just do it something like I don't know, 25% off or something like that. I don't know.
This was also at a time when like tattoos weren't popular. Like sailors and prisoners had fucking tattoos, not your best friend's mom.
Stacy's mom has got an anchor on her arm.
Ooh, sexy.
She fucking loves Stacy's mom. What a slag. Anyway, so there you go. Don't do that. Moving on.
Austria, you know better. Don't do it. It's a trick.
And get your own language, weirdos. Let's move to China. Talking of offering money.
To China.
We're going back to China.
We were just talking about this the other day.
So China has, I don't know if you've been reading up on the news, they've got a little bit of an issue because obviously China at some point was doing this whole, hey, you want to have kids? Well, you can't. Mm-hmm. You can only have one child per family because we got to deal with this overpopulation shit.
And then the rest you have to drown.
And then people were like, oh, okay, you fine. We won't do that then. And now China's kind of like, wait, actually, we kind of need humans because we need people to work and the economy is kind of fucked if our population goes down. Shit. And now they're trying to encourage people to fuck and have children. It's kind of hilarious if you think about it. One way they're trying to do this is they're trying to encourage people to get married before they turn 25, prime baby making years, I guess, by giving them a cash prize if they get married before they're 25.
How much do they make?
Well, so as this story goes, so China is offering newlywed couples a reward if, and only if, the bride is aged 25 and under, as the country battles a declining birth rate and such a way to get young people to marry. Again, I guess is the way it's being very, nice in this way they're writing this article. But if you're trying to battle declining birth rate, you're not searching for a way for people to get married. You're searching for a way to get people raw dogging, right? That's what you're looking for here. Don't give me this hoity-toity marriage bullshit. Changshan County said that the reward was to promote, quote, age-appropriate marriage and childbearing. Oh, so romantic, the way you put it like that. It also announced a series of childcare, fertility, and education subsidies. Jesus Christ, I can't speak.
Subsidies is also a word.
It's a really hard word to say after 10 beers.
That's okay.
So the drop in marriages has driven down birth rates, obviously, with official policies making it harder for single women to have children, which is, again, if you're trying to get people to have children, if a single person wants to have a child through whatever, just let them fucking do it. China's fertility rate, already one of the world's lowest, dropped to a record low of 1.09 in 2022. Huh. Why would you? It's almost as if stopping people only having one child is kind of cause that. Anyway, but yeah, so basically what they're saying is, hey, we want people to fuck, we want people to have children, we need to raise this population, otherwise we're going to be in serious trouble. So what we're going to do, we are going to help you out. We're going to say, hey, if you, young couple, want to get married, we are going to give you some cash money. So, Mr. Kush Hayes, right, let's just say you are a hip young man ready to pump a baby in a lady's butt. As I don't know.
In her butt.
Yeah,
that's not how this works.
Is it not? Oh, I need to read a book. But I've been watching the wrong videos.
You've been watching the wrong videos. Sir.
How much would you say? Yeah, that's that. I wasn't willing to get married, but hey, how can I turn this down? If my country needs me and they're willing to give me this much money, I have to get married.
I would absolutely hope that if the country wants me to get married, if the state wants me to get married for the sole purpose of procreating, I would hope they would give me a minimum of 6 figures, because raising a child is fucking expensive. However, this is the state we're talking about, China, and not an actual multimedia conglomerate. So I'm gonna guess like 2,500, but I don't know if that's yen or dollars or whatever this article is.
The answer I'm going to give you is in dollars. So what's your guess?
Okay, $2,500 is what I'm saying they're giving you.
$2,500.
And that's just to go to the town hall. It's not a fancy wedding. The NSYNC isn't performing the thing.
Yeah, there's no, as long as you get married, doesn't matter how you do it. As long as you get married to a 25-year-old or less or under, younger, etc.
And the male doesn't have to be a specific age. The woman has to be under 25.
Just the woman. Just the woman has to be 25 or under.
Diabolical.
I know, right? It's disgraceful, but it's hilarious.
Leonardo DiCaprio? I wish I was Leonardo DiCaprio. Where are we going with the figure here, Mike Fish? What is the answer?
So Kush's guess is 2,500.
2,500 USD.
Well,
USD.
you'll be glad to find out that Changshan County in China is offering couples a cool cha-ching $139. Boom. No, what? That's your great idea. $139. Like
That's
that
not
would
even to
pay
cover
for
the
my
first
bar
weeks of
tab
diapers.
here.
It's not going to cover the first week of diapers. Holy shit.
It's the fucking dumbest shit ever.
You know what? At first, I was totally on board with this. I mean, I was ready to get a tattoo just to get free transport for a year. You want
Right?
to pay me to get married? Where do I sign? But for $140? Yeah, I'd rather be $140 poorer and not have to hear nag, nag, naggity, nag every fucking night. No offense.
I sincerely believe that's what it costs to get the cheapest wedding in San Francisco. You go to City Hall, you pay for the certificate and then the officiant. And I believe it's about $140. Like, holy
It
shit.
cost me 7.5 years ago. Cost me $65.
Wow. Still. Yeah, that's
Inflation.
half of what China would give you.
Yeah. So what am I going to do? I'll just grab a couple of beers afterwards, and then that's done. Now
Might as well, dude.
Now I'm
Just
stuck
like,
with this 25-year-old who wants to watch TikTok videos about smacking eggs on kids and shit. That's a callback.
Get a 6-pack, a pack of cigarettes, and you pay for her TikTok account for the month, and that's it.
Do you have to pay for
Thank you,
TikTok?
China. I think the channel she's subscribing to. Yeah.
Or just because you only have to get married.
Or at least that's what she tells you. She just wants
actually
$60.
have to
Your wife
do
just
anything.
wants $60. No.
So you get married, you cash a check, you have a couple of beers, pay for her taxi home, and then wait a couple of days, get the marriage annulled, repeat.
I'm 100% sure the article didn't mention it, but I bet it's in the fine print. There's no marriage annulment in China.
Or like you have to give birth to someone within X amount of time or some shit.
You have to give birth to someone in X amount of time.
To get you $139. We want to see a baby.
Or Dark Waffle Box coming in. She has to die of natural causes.
Right. But even if you want to hire someone who knows a guy, like, you know, it's going to cost you more than $139.
I mean, you just push that bitch down the stairs, whatever, dude. Well, she tripped.
But still,
I was watching SpongeBob in Mandarin. That's not my problem. I was watching SpongeBob.
Yeah, I don't know. She was there when I found her.
Her neck was broken when I found her at the bottom of the stairs. What the fuck? Grossest waffle box ever.
Yeah, no, these 139 scratch offs, they were here before.
We got 4 free tickets and 5 yen. Or no, that's Japanese. Excuse me. We're still doing USD. I got 5 USD out of it.
Yeah, it's 1,000. What's that? I thought it was. Is it yen? I thought it was yen.
Yen is Japanese.
So this is what, like,
yuan.
Yuan. 1,000 yuans.
1,000 yawns.
Yawns.
I don't know.
Which is $139. So yeah, line up, boys and girls. You can get married.
Wow.
And earn a cool
Don't do it. Don't fall for it, China.
$139. Like, at that point, just don't bother. Like, if you can't give me a good enough number, just don't bother. Because it's almost now I almost don't want to get married. Even if I was thinking about getting married, I don't want to get married now because I don't want you insulting me with your $139. Fuck off.
So over 20 years ago, as I've talked about many times, I worked at a hotel. We had multiple subscriptions to USA Today. One of the articles was China has outbred itself and the population is 70% male to 30% female. and that 30% is being very picky. And then like, I don't need any of you generic assholes. We're taking the best of the best, and that's it. And that's less than 70% of you cunts. So clearly, China's just like, oh no, we have a problem here.
And that, spoiler alert, that is not going to fix it. Anyway, let's move on to, rather than, where the fuck was that again? Changshan County, who aren't achieving anything. Let's move on to some people who are achieving some things.
Yes,
in
please.
This week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Sweet.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Only 40 minutes in. It's almost like there's a scientific correlation between the drunker we are, the longer the episodes go. Very strange.
We tend to ramble. We tend to ramble when we drink.
There's a rumor that men seem to do.
You want to hear more about my thoughts on China? I don't have any extra thoughts.
I want to see my rash. I got a rash. Anyway, but luckily we are reintroducing an old friend of ours in this week's Dumb World Record. Good old Mr. David Rush. David Rush is back.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Boom. So, if you're not familiar, Mr. David Rush has broken so far over 250 Guinness World Records and still to this day refuses to answer my messages to come onto the show. Son of a bitch.
Come on the show, Rush. Pretend it's a world record.
Exactly.
The number of times you've been on Waffle
You'll win the Guinness World Record for the first ever person who has a Guinness World Record to be a guest on the Waffle Box podcast.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Yeah. So David Rush and Josh Horton, who is a new person here, because it used to be, Hollywood Hannon or something, his mate was. So Josh Horton, who's apparently, I don't know, I'm 38 years old, I wouldn't know, he's a YouTuber and a TikTok star. Fine. Teamed up to attempt a record together in Los Angeles recently. And Rush did, okay, so they tried to break the record for most hugs in a minute by a pair.
Oh, is this part of the feel-good story of the week? Because that's nice.
No, because if anything, this is just sad.
They just had to hug each other like 50 times? What happened?
Well, Rush said the record used to require prospective breakers to drop their hands to the sides after each hug. But that requirement was apparently dropped when Anthony Anderson and Darius Rucker set the record at 138 in an episode of Carpool Karaoke. Oh, there's some controversy here in the hugging world record.
Bitch.
So, according with these new regulations, I remember when world record hugging was pure. Now it's all about the money. Anyway, Rush and Horton said they hugged 163 times in 1 minute, but had to drop a few from their final count after reviewing slow motion footage of the record attempt. They ended up submitting a final count of 153 to the Guinness World Records. So yes, David Rush and Josh Horton hugged each other 153 times in 60 seconds.
I know the headline here is David Rush breaks the Guinness World Record for most hugs given in a minute. But what they don't tell you is that at the exact same time, David Rush broke the Guinness World Record for the loneliest man. Seriously, though. This dude needs to make some friends.
Bless him. Bless him. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
Producer Lathan is very funny when we're drunk.
Maybe he is drunk. But yeah, that's...
He might be drunk too. We don't know what happens in the AI world. What was the measurement for a hug? because
Well,
so
that's
just based on your friend hugging you. When it's a dude, rule of three: one, two, three.
hug.
Pat on the back
Hug.
and disperse. All right.
Hug.
Friend's girlfriend better not go longer than 5 seconds, otherwise some ill shit is happening there. I was in a position where a friend's wife came to the Super Bowl party, and sure enough, hey, hug, pat, hug, pat. My man, hug, pat. Oh, hello, his wife. Hug, hug. Hugs are nice. And then
Hugs
at
are
some
nice.
point, I disengaged and started waving my arms. He was like, hey, woman, like, get off Kush Hayes there. Like, it got real awkward. It was like, what is happening here? I didn't ask for this, and I don't want to be a part of it. What was the definition of how long a hug is before it became awkward?
Well, I'm so yeah.
FYI, they're both divorced now.
So I'm gonna just pull up the video here. So they're gonna. They're waffling on now. I just want to.
Waffling on.
Oh, okay.
This is the show. This is why people do the show.
Right. I wish.
Oh. All right, Yakov. What was that? Oh my god.
Oh
Mike
my
Fish.
god. The video
Mike
of this.
Yakov.
Right. So. Okay. So what they're doing. So apparently, according to this, the old traditional way of hugging was that you'd have to hug someone, return your hands to the side, and then re-engage the hug, right?
Okay.
So
but no time denomination.
But no longer now, because I watched the video.
No longer.
So I guess what you need to do is once you hug, you need to at least have a couple of inches of separation.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video, what you see is it just looks like two men face to face dry humping each other. So it's kind of like they're just doing this.
Oh,
for those listening, you need to watch the video version for this point.
Yeah, you definitely just see Mike Fish pretending to dry hump
a ghost,
no one
I
there.
guess.
It's awkward.
Like if you had an Amazon Kindle and an Xbox connected to each other, you'd have been able to see me hugging someone. But
Mike Fish does great impressions, but not a good mime.
No, I'm not a good mime.
That's one thing, but yeah, no, you're not in a box. You're in some sort of gelatinous sphere.
But yeah, let me try to favorite this. Because I need to put this in the description.
We need to follow it for sure.
Go to the YouTube version if you're listening to this. Go to youtube.com/@waffleboxpod, and in the description of the video, I'll put a link to this video. Or I might have to mess like with some like Benny Hill music. Maybe that could be fun. I'll do an edit or slow it down and put some Marvin Gaye on it. That might be fun. Let's get it on. So yeah, who knows? I mean, by the time we're recording this and by the time it releases, I've got a lot of time on my hands. But yeah, congratulations, I guess, David Rush and Josh Horton, who have broke the Guinness World Record for most hugs in a minute with 100.
David Rush is about to break the record for how many appearances he's not had on the Waffle Box.
Yeah, what are you scared of, buddy? Huh?
Hey, man.
Right, it's not like you're busy. Rush. Oh, I'd love to come on the Waffle Box podcast, but I gotta hug this TikTok guy.
He might be a little busy. To be fair. However, I would still love to talk to him without making fun of it. And I think that's what he's afraid of. And you shouldn't be, sir. We totally want to appreciate your skills and we want to know more about your process. So, David Rush, get on the Waffle Box.
And make sure
if you know David Rush,
you'll come onto the show whilst I'm sober. Otherwise, I will make fun of you.
Yeah, we're going to make fun of him sober, too. However,
but no, we won't. No. We won't. We won't make fun of you.
At least not mischievously.
No.
We will not disrespect you. Nothing will be said about your mother.
Anyway, still to come.
Mindfish. That's why we're never going to get this.
This is Man Truth is a Saint. Still to come. We've got the middle of the show quiz, which is this is exciting. We're playing a pro wrestling themed higher or lower. Ooh, in the middle of the show quiz. Plus, we've got the trapdoor segment and Kush's TV show review. Plus the feel good story and much, much more. Make sure you stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're an American. You've got the right to play bingo, the right to monster truck rallies, and the right to big, juicy burgers. So what happened? Someone slaps a low price on a fried little burger and calls it a deal? That's un-American. You have the right to go to Burger King. The right to get a Whopper, plain broiled, not fried. And the right to get that Whopper any size you want, with fries and a drink. Starting at just $1.99. It's all there in the Constitution. Look it up.
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle episode 115. Still to come, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel gets to Kush's not quite a movie review, feel good story, and much, much more. But it is the middle of the show, so it's the perfect time, if you ask me, for the middle of the show quiz, and we bring it back, an old favorite of mine. Either or, higher or lower, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh,
so
I like
each question, I'm going to give Kush two options of the answer, and he has to work out which one's the highest option. It's a lot of fun. And this week, we are talking about professional wrestling. Right.
Oh, I know a thing or two about that.
Right. So what we're going to do...
I'm out of date, but I know.
I'm going to give you 5 individual championship belts that have existed in the history of professional wrestling, not just the old WWE, WWF.
Okay.
And you have to work out who held it longest and all that, blah, 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 blah.
Who held it longest? Okay.
Well,
okay.
I'll let you know. Each one's going to be slightly different, but it's going to make sense. Basically, I'm testing your knowledge here. So, if you're ready,
okay,
Mr. Lathan, if you could give this the tense music, please. Thank you very much.
I'm intimidated here.
You should be.
Number 1.
Number 1. So here is who held the WWF European Championship longest when you combine all of their reigns together? So these people had multiple reigns, added them all together. Who held them longest? Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, it's multiple choice. Thank you.
Or the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Who held
Eddie
the
Guerrero.
Oh, he's going straight in there for Eddie Guerrero. Correctamundo. Combined, Eddie Guerrero held the European Championship for 134 days. Shawn Michaels, 92.
Despite not being a European personality. Hilarious.
Well, Eddie Guerrero was neither of them were technically European, but
also hilarious.
Both of them born in Texas. Hilarious.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Thanks. Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. All right. Longest single reign. So these aren't they might have held the championship multiple times, but it's a single reign. So single longest reign as Intercontinental Champion. We have Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, or the OG himself, Mr. Pat Patterson. So who held the title longest with a single reign? Mr. Perfect or Pat Patterson? Kush Hayes, you're going with Pat Patterson. So, fun fact for those that don't know about professional wrestling, Patterson was the inaugural Intercontinental Championship. He won it by unifying the North American Championship, which didn't exist, with the South American Championship, which didn't exist, in a tournament that didn't exist. But he held the Intercontinental Championship for 233 days in his longest reign, and Mr. Perfect held it for 280 days for his longest reign.
Good for him.
Good for
him. Yeah, 50
now,
extra days. That's a close gap. There's a close gap. There's a gap, but close. So I don't feel bad about that. Number 3.
Number 3.
Thank you. Now we're going back to combined now. The combined days for all of their reigns wrapped up together in a nice little bow.
Chris Benoit.
The longest days combined as WWF Women's Champion.
Not Chris Benoit.
Not Chris Benoit.
Longest days as WWE.
Combined. We have China, RIPZ, or Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
Ooh, we got it right. Yeah, China combined for 231 days. Trish Stratus just pipped her 821 days.
Shit. I mean, China, aka Joni Lawler, was such. I butchered her last name, but anyways, she was such a force. She was literally challenging men for their championships. So she was above the women's division.
Yeah, I don't know
title,
if I have,
etc.
I could have actually looked that up. I wouldn't even be surprised if she was the Intercontinental Champion longer than she was Women's Champion.
Probably with Chris Jericho. There was this weird thing where they had to share the championship, and that dude broke her thumb on purpose in the ring.
Didn't she lose the title to? Oh, didn't she gain the championship from Jeff Jarrett? Who I think he. This is another little fun story. So Jeff Jarrett was the Intercontinental Champion, and they'd scheduled him to fight or face China for the Intercontinental Championship at a pay-per-view, and then someone realized, oops, Jeff Jarrett's contract expires the day before the pay-per-view. Oopsie. And so he was like, oh, you really want me to wrestle at this pay-per-view out of contracts? Show me the money. And they ended up paying him a lot of money just to do one wrestling match. Long story here.
Such a smart man.
Such a smart man.
Smart, but I don't want to be in business with him. And also, I've forgotten more about pro wrestling than today's pro wrestling marks think they know about. So, it is what it is. What were our options, sir? I'm sorry.
Well, no, but we haven't even moved on now. We're on to...
Oh, shit.
You got that one right, by the way.
Yay!
Oh, boy. Jesus Christ. Here we go. This is going to be a off-the-rails kind of episode. It's going to be fun.
Number 4.
Number 4. Longest single reign as NWA champion. National Wrestling Alliance, not the fellas with attitude.
Sure.
Ric Flair, or Harley Race. Who held the NWA Championship longest in a single reign? Ric Flair.
Single reign.
Harley Race. Yeah.
Damn, this could go either way, honestly. I'm going to say Ric Flair.
He's going
I would not be surprised if you miscorrected me.
No.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Flair. Ric Flair's longest reign was 793 days. Harley Race, 926 days.
Oh, wow.
So here we go.
A full year. Damn.
Here we go. Here's the tiebreaker. And I was kind of hoping it would come down to this because I put a very obscure championship that not many people probably remember even existed. So, number 5.
Number 5.
Thank you. Total combined days of all of their reigns, who held the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship the longest? Your two options are Mr. X-Pac, Sean Waltman, or Taka Michinoku.
No show. And this is the light heavyweight championship as opposed to the cruiserweight championship.
Indeed. The light heavyweight championship.
I'm going to go Taka Michinoku.
He's going with Taka. He's going with Taka.
Oh, shit.
You win.
Nicely done. Yeah, X-Pac held it for a combined 201 days. Taka Michinoku, 314 days.
That could have gone either way, honestly. Yeah. Like those days are they're much different than what pro wrestling is today, even with WWE.
Yeah, those. Do you remember like title changes every other day? It was ridiculous. You'd be able to keep up with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but there you go. Look at that. You still got it, Kush. You pro wrestling Hall of Famer. He knows his stuff.
I got lucky for sure on this one. Shit.
Anyway, talking of stuff and knowing things, there is too much stuff in this world. And as alluded to last week, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel for this segment. But here we go. We're going to go for it anyway. It's this week's Trapdoor segment.
I'm standing by.
Vegetables. We are talking vegetables this week on the Trapdoor.
Oh man, this is gonna be a harvest episode. Let's send them all down the trapdoor, please.
I think I've come up with an idea for a new segment to replace the Trapdoor.
Oh,
we'll discuss it off air, but I think maybe a fun one. But
I really like the trapdoor, but okay.
I like the Trapdoor in theory, but it's hard coming up with like.
You do it better than anyone else.
Well, I appreciate that. So vegetables, everyone loves them because they're good for you, but everyone kind of hates them because typically most people can't cook them right. So vegetables, one of them's got to go. And so your 4 options of the vegetable variety is Brussels sprouts, green cabbage, cucumbers, or spinach. So that's Brussels sprouts, green cabbage, cucumbers, or spinach.
I appreciate this is Kush's thing, but this is fucking easy. Spinach gave Popeye huge fucking muscles, so sign me up. Cucumbers taste like a water park party in my mouth, and Brussels sprouts remind me of Christmas. The only one we're left with is green cabbage, which makes me want to give a double-barrel shotgun a blowjob just by saying it. So, thank you. Goodbye.
Jesus
so
Christ,
long.
dude.
Eat shit, green cabbage.
All right, well, okay, so we know what Lathan thinks of this.
Wow, I just dropped my fucking
Jesus Christ!
Wow, dude. Like
He's not
I was not
a fan
prepared
of
for any of that.
green cabbage, apparently.
The AI is out of control here, Mike Fish. Yeah, I'm out of booze. I don't know how to process that. I'll get more booze. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But yes, this is for Kush's decision, Lathan. Thank you very much. Let's see where he goes.
Booze. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I hate vegetables. I hate all vegetables. It's only because of the last 15 years that I'm like,
I should eat more vegetables.
Now I need to eat vegetables because it's healthy. And everything else is clogging my arteries. So we'll have the most limitedest of it's not gonna be anything that extreme. Wow. I'm still in shock here. Pouring a drink. And there we go. So yeah, spinach, you're correct. Spinach gave Popeye his muscles. It's his performance enhancing drug. It is his
Viagra.
His Viagra, his MacGuffin. So we're not getting rid of spinach. And I do not like spinach. I don't like any of these. I think I like cabbage the most, but I don't like spinach. So it's
you
amazing
like
that
cabbage
this thing
the most. Oh
most.
God, we've still got a while to go yet. This is gonna be a fun episode.
Oh my God. Well, we went doubles tonight, and we'll get into that later. Anyways,
Anyway,
yeah. So we did that. Where were we at? Brussels sprouts. You know what? Brussels sprouts actually smell pretty good if you cook them right.
if you
I
roast
still
them,
don't want to eat them. Yeah,
roasted
you can roast
roasted
them for
sprouts.
sure. They give off a
Boil
nice aroma. I
now
don't
if
know
you
what it
boil
is.
them, if you boil Brussels sprouts, they smell like farts. That's a fact.
Okay, thankfully the house does not smell like farts when we are not cooking Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That was probably a double negative, but still, I think you all got what I
We'll
was
just roll
saying.
with it. We'll just roll with it.
Let's just roll with it. Let's let you edit less. What else we got here? Cabbage and cucumbers. Cucumbers. Every guy's girlfriend needs a cucumber. That ain't going nowhere. Mike Fish's face is falling into his fist.
Are you seriously saving cucumbers just because they kind of can be doubled up as a dildo?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Standing up for women.
Cabbage, you're out of here. I don't give a shit. You're part of coleslaw. That means you're part of mayonnaise. I hate both of you. Goodbye, cabbage.
So after all that, you agree with Lathan. That was nice. Although he's kind of
Probably the least offensive
yeah,
of the vegetables still, but
he meant that shit. That was being kind of weird, but
I
anyway.
did not expect that myself. Like we are both surprised.
Here we go. Right, let's move on to the next section of the show, which is going to be interesting to see where this goes. As normally,
also, your girlfriend is super cheap if she needs a cucumber and can't just like pay the $50 to go to that shop with the papered up walls.
Yeah, but I don't know. Could you imagine some kinky shit where, like, imagine she uses
Amazon also mail that shit to you too, super privately.
But you know, like, imagine like if she uses the cucumber on herself and then prepares you a salad. I'm sure there's some kinky people that would be into that.
I usually like my girlfriend's pussy, so yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Usually, there's a few times where I'm like, and that relationship does not last long.
Anyway, that's.
I like
just the facts, ma'am.
Yeah. So let's move on to this week's Kush's Not Quite a Movie
review. Oh shit, I have nothing to do. Fuck.
Yeah, we're still going.
We're still doing a thing.
Kush's movie review.
Kush's movie review. It's not a movie, it's a TV show, but fuck it. Aren't technically TV series is just a movie cut up into smaller bite-sized chunks.
They're being filmed like movies these days, so that is also exciting.
I mean, which is as we previously discussed, Ted Lasso. If you watch season 3, each episode of Ted Lasso is like a mini movie. It's like art.
Ted Lasso did a cool thing where it went from a 30-minute episode to all the way to like
however long we fucking want it to be. We've got you now, buddy. You sit your fucking self down and watch Ted Lasso. But no, we're not talking about Ted Lasso this week. We're talking about the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She's a comedian in a world where women, you can't do things because men. But she's still trying, bless her.
That's not far from the actual TV series. So
do you remember in the earlier season? Was it? I can't remember. I think it was season 1 or end of season 1 or beginning of season 2. I can't remember. Where her dad almost had a heart attack. Because like, you want to do something that isn't cleaning? Why?
Yeah, that's Tony Shalhoub, and he is actually might be the worst character in this whole series.
Which is annoying because he's a great actor. I like him.
He is a great actor. He should be doing better. And his whole thing is just to be over the top. And sure, he's over the top, but it's just his character has so many fucking spikes. It's like over 5 seasons, or at least 43 episodes. Kevin Pollak is also in this, and he's actually the patriarch of the Mr. Maisel, the Maisel clan. I don't know what it's called. He is Mr. Maisel. He had a son named Joel. That dude married Mrs. Maisel, also known as Rachel Brosnan, aka Midge. But when it comes to Kevin Pollak and his fictitious wife's storyline, it's very just flatline. They have a spike in the fourth season with their marriage, and then they just keep going on. They're crazy the entire time, but they at least keep like their emotions are the same thing the entire time, other than that one thing. Tony Shalhoub is just boop 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 and further. Um, Tony Shalhoub is the worst character in this movie or this TV series. Again, 5 seasons, 43 episodes. It's he's the most annoying. There's times where he's just like, I need to sit in my corner and read my book here for an hour. And then there's times where he's like, I've got nothing at all, and me and my wife are laying in the same bed in France. But they're so goddamn inconsistent. It's just, it does not help the series. At least I feel like. This is about a woman, Mrs. Maisel. Her name is Midge, Margaret, probably Midge. She has a husband at the time when this thing starts, and his name is Joel. He's trying to be a comedian because he feels like he's got it. And it's that time where it's beatnik stuff. He can't play a bongo, but he can wear a turtleneck and a beret and steal jokes from other people that didn't see the Tonight Show previously without Johnny Carson. Eventually, he just gets exposed and he quits and he leaves her. And that's all in like the first episode. And then Mrs. Maisel's just like, I don't know. I come from a life of privilege, but I don't know what else to do because I've only been trained to just serve my husband who just walked out of my life with a 5-month-old Mart there. This first season is pretty goddamn fantastic. And if we were just rating the first season, 5 out of 5. I get why people liked it. It was really good. But then we get into season 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it just becomes a TV series, a TV show. I'm not going to say it's boring, but it becomes repetitive, and there's themes. And, it's more times than not, I just am like, that didn't fucking happen. This is supposed to be actually based on the life of Joan Rivers, R.I.P.
Well, yeah, because I know it kind of weaves in and out of because it has Lenny Bruce is in the show, so it kind of has some that's a real person I recognize. So it's like made up, but also somewhat in the realm of real.
I think they do the
weird.
best
very
by
interesting
that
story. I did. Yeah, Lenny Bruce is. I mean, I haven't watched the season you're talking about, but Lenny Bruce is one of my favorite characters in the show. He's very, very well done.
And again, this is talking about the entire series. So Lenny Bruce just pops in and out, and I think they actually do the best.
Does he
with
shake it
his
all
character.
about?
Not at all. No, he continues to stay himself. At one point in the final season, because again, like you just suggested, Mike Fish, we do a lot of time swapping in and out. It's a lot of bobbing and weaving. And at one point, the oldest Mrs. Maisel, who gets to experience Lenny Bruce, goes like, oh, this guy's a fucking nightmare. We cannot do anything else for him. We've tried. When we were no one, we tried. When we were someone, we tried. And now when we're the best, we still can't help him. And you kind of just leave Lenny Bruce behind. But just, he should be the best part of this series. And I feel like he's the most respected part of the series, but yeah, he's just he's a supporting character. So Tony Shalhoub, I think I mentioned this already. He's the most inconsistent character. He's a professor at a college, He is all about science. He still respects his faith and his belief, but he also knows that, again, man of science. But then we get into some weird shit where, like, he's, despite the fact that he has a son older than Mrs. Maisel, not her birth name. That's her married name. Um, that man is trying to have a kid and eventually does have a kid. And after they have a kid, still does not recognize that he is the birthright of their whole genetic clan. I'm sorry, I don't have anything about this, but this thing is all over the place. um, dude, we get into the whole thing. Season 3, we get into the strip club era. Okay, I don't know if you know this, Mike Fish, but the most famous legendary comedians all had their starts in strip clubs. Bob Newhart,
Bless them.
Controversial Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor. God damn it. Name I'm forgetting. It's okay. We'll come back to that later. George Carlin. There you go. They all did this gimmick where they would go to a strip club. The chick would do her routine. They would come up in between. They would tell some jokes. Most times they wore a tie. And then the next stripper would come up and it would be a whole thing. But like there's a club in San Francisco that I really like where that whole thing is just like, yeah, Richard Pryor played here, George Carlin, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it was this whole thing, and it's the longest club in existence. Anyways, all of that is forgotten here. It's weird. We get to the strip club in season 3, and then they keep telling you like this is an illegal club. We're not supposed to be operating here at all. Yet we have a full house every night. By the way, these bitches who probably can't read are doing Broadway show exhibitions on 3-tier levels of stage work that, by the way, we can't pay for. And again, it's still illegal. It looks very pretty on TV, but it's the most artificial thing I've ever seen. And one of those things I hate about this series. It's very smart. The series is very smart. It talks about shit that you didn't think would be a problem, like mentioning pregnancy. That'll get you just bounced from an entire event. Hot. There's always a job tomorrow, but for this club, they don't want you to talk about a bitch being pregnant, especially if you're that bitch who is pregnant. It's a weird time. It's a weird series. Overall, like if you're watching that first season, 5 out of 5. But if you're watching the entire series overall, 3 out of 5. That's where I'm going with this. I could talk more about it, but we're on a time limit. Basically, I'm deteriorating.
As a standalone season, it's pretty good, but in terms of continuing the overarching story, kind of like meh.
Exactly.
So there you go. Marvelous Miss Maisel, season 4. Be less meh.
It's a very quick burn. Very quick burn. You can watch the whole thing in 3 days.
And I as I understand it, it has is it Stephanie Sue? Is a character in it?
She pops up in season 3, and there's this whole thing where Mr. Maisel, the proper Mr. Maisel to Mrs. Maisel, despite the fact that they're divorced, he inherits this property in Chinatown, which is beyond underestimation. And he's like, yeah, cool. I'm going to run this thing. And then he finds out that the Chinese mafia is behind stuff. Not to mention a specific mafia, but like smart. And he's just, despite the fact he's given multiple options, like just walk away, dude. You're clearly not comfortable with this. We literally want you to just operate this facility and fail. We don't want any extra attention here. we're running gambling halls down the stairs behind this fake wall. He's like, nah, I'm making the best club I could ever make around here. It's like, no, stupid. They literally paid you money to walk away. Anyways, it's a TV series. It's not a movie, but that first season is great. Everything else is subpar. That's all I got.
Check it out. Available on
Amazon
Prime. Although apparently, from what he just said, Stephanie Sue is not in season 4. So,
very few episodes of season 4.
Oh, but she's in it. I'll check it out because she
dips out.
She is destined
like, I gotta
to
win
be
an Oscar.
My future ex-wife.
Oh shit, son.
Well, you know, you gotta manifest this stuff in the universe.
Well, then I recommend you revisit my review of Joyride.
I'd give her a joyride.
I bet you would. Boom.
Anyway, speaking of feeling good, let's wrap this car wreck up and talk about this week's feel-good story of the week.
Hey, girl.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
If we have learned anything, is not probably to record 2 full episodes back to back.
It took us a long time to recommend that because we've done this plenty of times.
Oh, I am.
You're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
I'm reading this feel-good story that I'm about to read it, and I have no idea where this is going because I've forgotten all about it. But anyway, we'll hope
okay. We'll take it wherever we take it.
Let's hope Sober Me picked a good one. So Sarah Gad has come a long way, apparently. So in 2012, whilst in medical school, Gad became addicted to opioids prescribed to her after a car accident. Oh, no. Over the next 3 years, she had 7 non-violent felony drug convictions. Whilst incarcerated, Sarah met attorney Kathleen Zellner and began working at her law firm. Gad helped exonerate a client who had been wrongfully convicted of murder and, quote, found the work to be very rewarding, I bet. So after being accepted to the University of Chicago Law School, Sarah Gad found herself before a Hennepin County judge due to the mandatory minimum sentencing for repeat drug offenders. The judge could have sent her back to prison, but instead let her go to law school. She's now been practicing since 2022 and has run into judges who are happy to see how far she has come. Sarah said, Sarah has transformed herself from a criminal defendant into a champion for the legally oppressed. All she needed was a second chance. So, boom, look at that. Good on you, Sarah Gad, turning your life around from a drug addict going nowhere fast, to now helping out the little guys in the courtrooms. Good on you, Sarah.
Go ahead, bitch. We love you.
Do your thing. Do your thing. I think that's yeah, thanks, Lathan. Let's just get out of here. Thanks very much for tuning in to episode 115. Make sure you do follow us at Only Mike Fish on Twitter. You go to Cushman Hayes on Facebook. Remember Facebook? That's still a thing.
Okay,
follow this account on Twitter, X, whatever, at Wafflebox. If you want to buy some swag, you go to wafflemerch.com. If you want to get these podcasts, this gem, why would you not want this gem of a episode earlier? You can go to extrawaffle.com, sign up there for just $2 a month. Just $2. It's like nothing. It's amazing. And you can support the podcast. We appreciate you. Kush, dare I ask, Anything you want to
June
say
the Cap
before we
is
wrap up
fat.
this? Anything you want to say before we wrap up the episode?
Nah, just check out old microdoses.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter which microdose, just come all out. There's like 300 of them.
Beautiful. Producer Lathan, thanks for sticking with us tonight. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Good night, everyone. And spoiler alert, today's Wordle word is squirt. If you're annoyed I said that, you're obviously not a real fan because squirt is a 6-letter word, but it's kind of funny that I might have ruffled a few feathers by saying the word squirt. Anywho, see you next week.
Wonderful. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.